Ladies and gentlemen, if this is your first time to my channel, make sure that you subscribe so that you don't miss any of these special and beautiful news that I continue to bring to you, uh, Zimbabwean citizens to be exact, and all the other people that are joining us on this channel. Welcome. If this is your first time, please make sure that you subscribe so we can be able to grow the channel. Anyway, let's get into the topic today. Following a series of abductions, arbitrary detention, brutal murder, enforced disappearances, torture, and other ill treatment and injection of foreign substances into our members by the regime in Harare and its agents, the Amnesty International, Southern Defenders, and the human rights, particularly the UN Human Rights Watch, have issued a combined statement condemning these heinous crimes. Zimbabwe is now a fully pledged pariah and a dictatorship state where there is no rule of law and flagrant violation of the national constitution by the regime in Harare and some officers of the court. So, guys, I'm going to be reading this the human rights warning that has been given to our ignorant government, our ignorant president. I'm going to read it to you so that you can be able to know what exactly is going on. So the topic and the heading on top of the Southern Defenders statement, public statement, it was released on the 14th of November 2023. Human Rights Watch and Amnesty International also combined with Human Rights United Nations. Zimbabwe authorities must investigate the escalation of abductions, of torture, and of killing of the political activists. As you know, that there is a political activist that was killed recently. There is another one who was abducted. The other one was tortured. The other one got his dreadlocks cut. All these things continue to happen in our country, and nothing is being done about it. So, apparently, the Human Rights Watch is issuing a statement, a public statement to the government and to the authorities to investigate what's happening in the country. So the Zimbabwean authorities must immediately address the escalating cases of abductions, arbitrary detention, torture, and the killing of parliament members, opposition political activists, and the human rights defenders. Amnesty International, Southern Defenders, and Human Rights Watch said today the authorities should urgently take effective measures to prevent these grave human rights violations, bring those suspected to be responsible to justice, and ensure access for survivors and victims to justice and effective remedies. Following the August 2023 regional elections, the government security forces have systematically attacked human rights defenders, activists, and members of the main opposition party, Citizens Coalition for Change (CCC). The elections had been marred by reports of irregularities, including voter intimidation, the arrest of civil society organization staff members, and the interference with the internet. Zimbabwe has a long history of human rights violations surging during election periods, including abductions, enforced disappearance, arbitrary detention, excessive use by force by police. The authorities increasingly restrict civic space, and security forces violently disperse peaceful protests. The government has instilled fear. Dissenters severely curtailing the rights to freedom of expression, association, peaceful assembly. In October, President Mnangagwa announced by the elections to be held on the 9th of December in constituent, including Mavuku, belonging to the 14 recalled CCC legislators by self-proclaimed party interim general Sengezo Shawangu. On 13 November, CCC activist and church leader Tafumanei Masaya's body was found dumped in Chabwino Farm in Mashonaland East Province. Tafumanei was abducted together with his fellow activist Jeffrey Kalosi on 11 November during the party's election campaign. Jeffrey Kalosi was severely beaten and dumped hours later in Chabwino Farm, not far from the area where Tafumane's body was found days later. On October 26th, suspected state security agents disrupted a Triple C News conference and attempted to forcibly take its national spokesperson, Promise Mkwanazi. Guys, you can hear what is being said. All these things we already know about them, and everything that is being actually addressed here is things that have been happening recently and the things that continue to happen in our country. So the human rights is giving the government a warning and in states a statement for it to take decisive action on what is happening, and it's crazy. So the Amnesty International, Southern Defenders and Human Rights Watch therefore call on the government of Zimbabwe to conduct prompt, thorough, impartial, independent, effective, and transparent investigations into the abduction and subsequent. How can you tell the people that are actually abducting you to investigate the abductions? That's stupid. It seems like you paid the referee. You paid the referee before you go into a match. What do you expect? I mean, doing the same thing again and again, expecting different results, is the true definition of insanity. And us as Zimbabweans have proven that theory again and again and again. We're still going to prove that theory in 2028 because I know stupid people are going to vote. They need to be reforms, economic, constitutional, and a lot of reforms in the country, because from where these things are going, in January, the sitting chair of SADC will be our president. It's going to change a lot of constitutions. It's going to change a lot of things in the constitution, and it's going to be too late for anybody to act by then. So it's crazy, guys. Conduct prompt, through impartial, independent, effective, and transparent investigation into the abductions and disappearing, subsequent killing of Fumane Messiah. Guys, cases of abductions, arbitrary detention, enforced disappearance, torture, and other ill treatment and injection foreign substances into activists and opposition political party members ensure that anyone suspected to be responsible for these serious violations of human rights is brought to justice in a fair trial, which is never going to happen. The government must also ensure access to justice and effective remedies, including quality medical and psychosocial mental health support for survivors and victims. Put an end to violations of human rights and take concrete and effective measures to respect, protect, promote, and fulfill the human rights of everyone in the country is required by Zimbabwe's constitution, international human rights treaties, to which Zimbabwe is a state party. Guys, we can wallow, we can cry, we can scream our hearts out about all this. This has been said before. It's going to continue to be said, but nothing is being done. Nothing is happening. There's no change. People continue to get killed on a daily basis. This is happening, but what's the point of stopping a government that in itself is actually it has all the cards. They have all the tricks in the book. They have all the power. They got the soldiers, they got the police, they got the riots, they got the CIO. So we are fighting against a very bad regime, worse than Hitler's regime, if I may say. So I don't know if the human rights or this human rights statement is going to change anything, because at this point you can't change what is. That's all I can say. You cannot change what is. It's so difficult, but I don't know. You make sure that you share on the comment section if you think there's going to be any change after this statement has been actually issued by the Human Rights Watch. Make sure that you comment and share your thoughts, and make sure that you subscribe to my channel so that we grow the community, so that this news can reach people, not only Zimbabweans, but also the people out there that can be able to help us to get out of this situation that we're in right now. Thank you for watching, guys.